So for almost 4 months now, we've been looking at 2 Corinthians chapter 4. And the overall theme of this chapter, as I've shared with you all along, is that we as Christ followers keep going, that we don't give up in this ministry that God has called us to. Now, we've looked at various things along the way, but about a month ago or so, we looked at verse 11, 2 Corinthians 4:11, which says that we have been given this life and given this ministry for the sake of others. And we talked about the fact that we need to always be putting the needs of others ahead of our own. That's one of the ways that we can suffer. That's one of the ways that we can endure, because we know we're doing it for the sake of other people. Now today we come to verse 15, and I want to show you just a little bit more development of that thought. We're going to take it even a little bit further. Verse 15, Paul says, "For it is all for your sake, so that as grace extends to more and more people, it may increase thanksgiving to the glory of God." So again, this concept, it's for your sake, he says. He's talking to the Corinthians, and he says, the reason why God has allowed me to live this life and caused me to go through some of the things that he has, it's for your sake. I'm doing this for you. I'm laying myself down and caring about you. But I want you to notice here that Paul takes it a step further, and he says, ultimately, of course, he's doing it to care for other people, but ultimately, it's for the glory of God. Here's what Paul is saying. God has given us his life and his grace and his strength. He's given it to us, clay pots, jars of clay, as he said. This treasure of the life and the power and the glory of God, he's given to us in our frail, weak bodies. And he's given us the strength to endure, so that, specifically, not just so that we can keep going and get to the end of our lives and say, oh, I didn't give up, I kept going. No, it's more than that. So that we can keep going, so that we can show the grace of God to others around us, so that we can share the gospel of Jesus Christ with people who need it, so that more and more people will come to Christ. Notice what he says here. So that as grace extends to more and more, it may increase thanksgiving to the glory of God. So he gives the gospel to us. We are weak. His grace and glory and power shows through us. We share the gospel to other people who do not know Christ. They come to Christ, and they join in the chorus with us of people who are praising and glorifying God for all that he has done. My friends, I want you to think about this. The purpose of everything that we do ought to be to increase glory to God. Your endurance, your faithfulness, your practice of the ministry that God has given you, and your care of the people around you, and your sharing of the gospel of Jesus Christ is all for the glory of God and the increasing of the glory of God. Let's never forget that. It's not about us. This is not our story. This is the story of God in his glory.